There are so many words, ideas that need defining. We use them regularly, but we're not getting the benefits until we get a real good definition for the word. What does the word holy mean? Holy. A holy book. A holy place. You know, when Yaakov left, which we will read in a few weeks, when Yaakov left his father's home and was traveling, he came to a place and he took stones of that place and he surrounded his head with those stones. And he dreamt of a ladder standing on earth, reaching into heaven. And he woke up and he said, how holy, how awesomely holy is this place? And I didn't know. The simple meaning is, had I known how holy the place is, I wouldn't have slept here. Not respectful to sleep in a holy place. So, but the deeper meaning is, that was the first time that anyone ever experienced a holy place. See, the land of Israel was not the Holy Land yet. It was the land of Canaan. There was no holy place. Avraham was a holy person. And when God visited him and spoke to him, that was a holy experience and a holy moment. But the place in which it happened did not acquire any holiness. So holiness up until that time, from Adam until Yaakov, were experienced, holiness was experienced in moments, in time, holy moments, but not in space. Yaakov woke up and said, I've never known this. A place can be holy? But what does holy mean? The Holy Land, the Holy Torah, a holy day, Yom Kippur. What does holy mean? The simple conventional meaning is set aside, reserved for special use. That's called holy. A person can actually be so dedicated to evil that he has set himself aside specifically or exclusively for evil, and that would be called kadesha. Also a form of sanctification, but in the negative. So holy means something that is used only for certain purposes, and those purposes are spiritual or godly and so on. So Kodesh means removed from the ordinary. So there's the weekdays and there's the holy days. The holy day is not like the weekdays. It is set apart. It has different rules. You dress differently. You eat differently. You behave differently. Different. There's another deeper meaning to the word kadosh. Kadosh means transparent. I don't know if you've ever considered that, the definition. Transparent. God creates a world that is not transparent. Why? Because everything that exists in this world monopolizes your attention. You look at a stone, you see a stone. You look at a tree, you see a tree. Of course, a tree is a more complex being than a stone. So when you look at a tree, you're seeing a trunk and you're seeing branches and you're seeing leaves, you're seeing blossoms, but it's a tree. You're seeing what it is. If you're a philosopher or if you're spiritual, you will stop and consider Where did the tree come from? Where did the rock come from? Who created these things? And then you will discover that there is a creator. But in order to discover the creator of the rock, you got to get past the rock. Because the rock draws attention to itself, not to its creator. So it is not at all transparent. In the world, there are two kinds of lack of transparency. One is called translucent, and the other is opaque. Opaque means no light comes through at all. It's a room darkening shade. If it's light outside, you will not know, because it's opaque. That which is translucent, if it's light outside, you will know that it's light. Whether the light is coming from the sun or from a floodlight or from a fire, you won't know, because you can't see the details. You can only see that it is light. Like the shade of a lamp, you can't see the shape of the bulb behind the lamp, but you know that it's on or off. So it does let some light through. Not opaque, but also not transparent. So what does transparent mean? Transparent means it doesn't draw attention to itself at all. You can walk right through it if you're not careful, because you didn't even see it. It draws no attention to itself at all. It allows you to see what is behind it. So you look through a clear window or a clean window, you don't see window. All you see are the trees outside. Holiness means there are things that in creation that do not block their creator. They're completely transparent. You look at the thing that is holy and you see its creator. You see God. What is it about a holy day? What do you see and what do you feel when a day is holy? You can't see time. You can't see the day. But on a holy day, your access to God is unobstructed. Shabbos Hayom Lashem. Today, Shabbos is God's day. You become aware of the Creator. In fact, that's the entire meaning of Shabbos. Testifying, by observing Shabbos, you testify that the world has a Creator and it was created in 6 days and he rested on the seventh. A holy person is someone who does not draw attention to himself. You see right through him to his creator. Whereas a person who draws attention to himself may be brilliant, may be wise, may be powerful, not holy. So the word holy means that which does not obstruct the presence or the awareness of the Creator. And generally speaking, the land of Israel is the Holy Land. If you've been there, I'm sure you've had this experience. Everything that happens with a plan. Everything is with a purpose. Everything is timed and planned and executed perfectly by a divine, orchestrated vision. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens for no reason. Everything is divine providence, specific divine providence, down to the minutest detail. This is true everywhere in the world. But you remember going to Israel? Do you remember that every hour something happened that just amazed you? What a coincidence. Amazing. We met here. This happened just at the right moment. You're so conscious of divine providence in Israel. It's happening everywhere, but everywhere else you might not be so conscious of it. So in that sense, we actually experience the holiness of the Holy Land, because in the Holy Land, divine providence is so visible, palpable, more so than any place else in the world. So that is the definition of holiness. Now, sometimes the holiness is visible constantly, and sometimes it's in a state of potentiality, and from time to time will become concrete, will show itself. For example, angels are always holy. You see an angel, you're seeing God. You hear an angel, you're hearing God, because the angel has no identity of his own. He's simply bringing you a message, a divine messenger. And because they have no identity of their own, they're transparent. Not totally. And that's why you're not allowed to worship an angel. On the other hand, the godliness of a Jewish soul, which is greater and holier than the angel, is not always visible. The potential is there, and when it comes out, it is awesome, but it's not always on the surface. Like, for example, Daniel Pearl, who with his last dying breath affirmed, my mother is Jewish, my father is Jewish, I'm a Jew. What inspired that? Where did that come from? He didn't go around all his life identifying as a Jew. He was a journalist. He was a professional. But when it did reveal itself, it was awesome, bigger than life. So that is the definition of holiness. We have to use it carefully. You can't apply it just to everything nice and sweet. It is awesomely godly, because if you don't interfere with godliness, if you don't pull away from godliness, if you don't draw attention to yourself instead of godliness, you're godly. Because to not be godly takes some obstruction. It takes some tzimtzum, some concealment, some covering, some curtain. But when there's no curtain, there's no covering, you are holy, you are godly. And whoever sees you will become aware of God. Shalom Aleichem. How are you? You know, I do a lot of talking, a lot of Zooming, many classes, many subjects. But that's all formal stuff. Hopefully good stuff, but formal. We also have a Wednesday night meeting that's more informal and kind of Hamish. If you want to join us for that kind of an event, interactive, time for questions and so on. If you want to join us for this side of conversation, click on the link below and join us every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Well, maybe not every Wednesday night, but we try to make it every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, a more informal chat, which can be more enjoyable at times than the formal stuff. So check it out. Click on the link and join us. Try it, you'll like it.